Hello, and welcome to Echoes of Color with Jefferey Morrison. Today I'm going to do a whip and chat. As soon as I get my camera oriented here. Okay, here we go. I'll smooth it if I have to. Okay, here we go. Alright, so working on Diamond Art Club's I Am by Ravin Phelan. Okay, it's this cool dragon. Really nice. Diamond shaped round. 20 inches by 28 inches, 51 centimeters by 71 centimeters. 29 colors and 2 ABs, which stands for Aurora Borealis. 129 and 137. Alright, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully it's all going good. Okay, working with 666. Or so I thought. I think I finished last night, but just didn't put it back in the container. Yep, I think that's what happened there. Okay, so I'll put 666 away. And I think I'll be getting L out next. The L symbol out next. Yeah, nice sunny day out. Not too warm at this point anyway. Wasn't warm this morning. It was sunny though, but yeah. Yeah, I catched up on the news. Did a couple of word search puzzles while I was sitting there doing the news flip. Yeah. Had lunch. And now I'm gonna diamond paint for a bit. Alright, here we go. Yeah, then I sleep through part of the day tomorrow and then get up and go to work for Wednesday night. Yeah, so here we are. Alright. L. Okay, we're just gonna check out this capital L symbol here. We're about 814. Okay. Oops, put that away. Oh, it's a kind of headed towards purple, but I think still in the red family. 814. Yeah, this is 814. Alright, so we'll just dive right in. There's quite a bit of L. Yeah, this is probably going to be the hour. It's probably going to be the color for this whip and chat. This dark red kind of thing. Yeah, see if my Craftly order comes this week. No, it was a holiday yesterday, so there was no mail, so I don't know, it comes when it comes. Not like I'm short on canvases or anything. Alright. Yeah, I may end up going off. Since it's L, yeah, that should be good. There's quite a bit of this L symbol. That's part of the canvas. So, yeah, that should be, I shouldn't have to adjust the camera. I don't know, pretty calm, straightforward day. Not too much going on. Mom's listening to an audiobook, third book in a series or something. It's a period piece. Yeah. Well, she had to turn it off because she was counting stitches for crochet or something. She's starting a new shawl or something. So I was just eating my lunch. I'm just like, yeah, coming out here. Some diamond painting done. Yeah, it's a prime opportunity to do so. Yeah, I should watch the news for a bit, and then I'm sure watch General Hospital or something. I watch that on occasion. Just an episode or so. I guess you can call it an episode. Started reading the first In Death, Naked in Death by J.D. Robb or Nora Roberts. Started reading that book. A couple days ago. I'll poke in and out of it. I read a chapter or so, and then I just close the book. Also have an Expanse book on the go, the third book. Read a chapter or two, then close that. And then I have an audio book that I listen to on occasion. I think I have a few more hours left on it, but I end up listening to music 3/4 of the time. I don't know. Usually do try to read one book at a time, but I just got a renewed fascination with the In Death series. Yeah. J.D. Robb, I probably mentioned it in that book suggestion kind of WIP and chat. Just ended up talking about books that I know of. Then there was some documentary on TV the other day about technology taking over, robots possibly taking over. I think it was Weird or What? William Shatner's Weird or What? And he had some author on of some book about the singularity, the coming singularity, when technology is just one, where it's just technology or something that's taking over everything. Kind of a hive mind kind of theory. Robots enslave the human race or something. That stuff's kind of interesting. And it's pretty plausible. Probably not too far away in the future, but I don't know, just the way some technologies, like cars that are starting to drive themselves with people still in them, and you can intervene to regain control of the car anytime. It's kind of heading that way, and it's going to get probably to the point where humans won't be able to control. Machine will become sentient. It'll start thinking for itself. And yeah, we'll be in trouble. Yeah, there's like countless warnings about it happening, but yeah, I find science fiction fascinating. Some of it's highly probable, I'd imagine. Well, it's based on it's based on science for the most part. And then it's just kind of like a theory kind of exercised in a kind of fictional setting. Kind of, yeah, science fiction, yeah. I know, there's enough facts in it that are like probable that would make it realistic. And then, yeah. And then there's that entertainment value part where you're just telling a story. I know, I think that non-fiction book was called The Coming Singularity or something. Some doctor or some professor or something was on this documentary. William Shatner's weird or what, and he just goes over theories about the sun possibly exploding, destroying the galaxy or something. Just kind of watch those shows every once in a while. Just nice to turn on if the news flip gets boring. Or I've heard it a few times. And just nice to learn something every once in a while. Watch the nature of things. There's a documentary channel, and the nature of things was on. And they were talking about old skis, like old, how downhill skis were made back then, and how you skied before, like with those skis, and then the new age skis is how the technique totally changed. There's more contact with the snow, and the blades are made a specific way so you don't have to really lift your legs or anything. You can kind of bend and keep constant contact with the snow and turn with your hips or something. Yeah, it's just, they tested out hockey sticks, like wood versus how they're made now. Yeah, they had an athlete doing slap shots and just comparing the speed of slap shots with like the old wood stick with this new flexible material that are in the newer hockey sticks. Oh, it's kind of cool. Yeah, just another how those technology has improved athletes' performance, and yeah. Not really sports kind of buff, but just that kind of factor, like learning about that kind of stuff. Kind of cool. It's learning those side facts, I can handle that, but once you start throwing stats at me, like RBIs and just a whole bunch of averages and stuff, I'm just, yeah, my eyes glaze over. He's an athlete. He hits the ball with a bat in baseball. people are really good at doing slap shots and skate really fast, and just what's with all these numbers? Like, what's the difference, really? Some athletes are going to be better at different things than a previous athlete, and you just take one injury to totally ruin somebody's career, like a basketball player, a hockey player, a baseball player. It takes as an injury, and all those stats are just that. That was like performance at like one point of time, or a certain amount of time. Yeah, because those decimal points are usually RBI or something, runs batted per inning or something. I don't know. Stats, it gets back into the math branch of things, and I'm just like, man. Just more like, how's the athlete or player doing now, and how does he or she incorporate into the team overall? He, she, or they. I don't know, just focusing on certain players, just having the camera just on like one player of like the Blue Jays or whatever. Just, it's like there's other players on this team. Like, why are you just focused on one player? Like, seriously. There's like no I in team, and then I'll watch an inning or two of my dad of baseball. I just basically look at the score and then come out here and diamond paint or something, or go do something else. I don't know, sports just never really stuck with me. I don't know, hockey, you're just like, NHL definitely, you're just watching players who make millions of dollars just body check each other into the boards and beat the crap out of each other instead of actually playing hockey half the time. Some players really don't like each other, so it's like, hey, let's just scrap on the ice instead. Or, hey, you body checked me into the boards a couple games back. Here's a body check back or a punch in the face. It's like, oh man, this hockey or wrestling on skates, it's like, and then you have younger kids looking up to that kind of stuff, seeing, oh, I want to be like a hockey player. Then you just, the mentality of like just body checking somebody into the boards or something just carries through. It's like, what happened to just like playing hockey? Is just, if you take the contact away in the NHL, I highly doubt very many people would be watching. It's like, oh, they're not allowed to fight. This is going to be very entertaining. No contact, so boring. It's like, we're just so attuned to violence. It's just like knowing that you're turning on a hockey game. It's like, yeah, who's gonna get body checked today in this game or whatever. Yeah, baseball's alright. Yeah, I'll watch a period of hockey. I just hate scoreless first periods. It's just like, how can nobody have scored a goal within that 20 minutes? It's like, are they just skating around to look pretty on the ice? It's like, or really good goalies or something. It's just, yeah, just try not to get stuck on TV. TV shows especially. Yeah, TV has changed like dramatically over the years. Shows you get like, you grow to love that are on TV are pretty down to earth, get canceled, and then you get this reality show stuff that's easier to produce or something. You just get people off the street, and voila, you have a new reality show. And then perfectly good serial TV shows like The Good Witch, it's in its last season. All of a sudden is disappearing off all new episodes anyway. I'm sure they'll still air The Good Witch, but Seinfeld isn't gone. Neither is Friends. They still air it. Just new episodes. I just won't see any new episodes. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, Once Upon a Time was good, like, at the start, and then it just kind of fizzled out for me. Whole family watched that Sunday nights on ABC or whatever, when it was in its heyday. And it just fizzled out. Left. Made it to 7 seasons, I believe, and then first few seasons were like, yeah, a pretty cool show, and then it just, they went in a new direction or something, and it just, it's like, hell, this is garbage. Oh. You have fairy tale characters, and there's just so much potential, and just for some reason it just went in the direction that it did. And then half the cast after season 6 was gone. It's like, this really isn't Once Upon a Time anymore. I forget exactly what happened. It was just one curse after another. They broke like the one that started it all, and then just somebody else came along and just threw another curse. It's like, oh, this is really going stale. I don't know, with all the characters that were on there, like the stories they could have told. Oh, but how much can you like really fit into 20 episodes to be able to tell a coherent story with that many different characters? I don't know, there's just like a main plot thread that connected all the characters, but each character had their own story as well, or origin, or what happened to them. Now, that's every show, isn't it? Yeah. There's the main storyline, and then you kind of get all the characters' backstories, or they have their own problems individually, and those kind of play along with the main storyline. Yeah, that's writing for you. Private Eyes, Canadian produced TV show. That's the final season for that. Corner Gas Animated, which I'd never seen an episode of. That's done. When they finish airing that, just like, wow. I think society's slowly been coached into having a lower attention span for TV shows and stuff. I don't really notice too much with movies. They seem to be getting longer, like 3 hours for like a mature audience movie. You still got the 90 or so minutes with animated movies or kids movies. I don't know, that's always been an attention span thing anyway, but the 90 minutes. But Avengers was a couple hours, or each of those. And I'm sure kids get rather antsy if a certain age group's allowed to watch that, like the younger set. I'm sure young kids still watched it. That's probably like a more mature storyline in the Marvel Avengers, like the live action ones with Chris Evans and all that. Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. Yeah, those are mature themes, probably for the more older teen to adult age group, but I'm sure if a comic fanatic sees Avengers slapped onto a movie, they're gonna go watch it regardless of age. Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, with Netflix too, Netflix and Amazon Prime and all that, TV shows and stuff have just kind of integrated to that portable, go anywhere, streaming anywhere service. So yeah, TV could very well be going the way of the cassette tape eventually. Nobody's gonna want to pay for satellite anymore. They can get stuff on demand for a cheaper monthly price without having to worry about a receiver going out. Well, just their internet and data data plans. They might start gouging customers for that if people just flock to that. We'll find a way to make money off of the streaming stuff. A coworker of mine likes watching anime, and yeah, there's a streaming service exclusively for anime, like the Japanese animation, like where Pokemon and Digimon came from, and Death Note, One Piece, yeah, Dragon Ball Z, yeah, those kind of shows. Big-eyed people, as my dad calls them. Yeah, I watched Pokemon and Digimon. Back Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a given one. Dot Hack Sign, Gundam Wing. There's another one. Vision of Ascalphone. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That was like Saturday morning cartoon Digimon. That was really good Saturday morning TV, kind of, or just during the week TV, after school kind of TV, back in the 90s, I think. Oh, anime is still kicking. It's like probably a major industry in Japan. Probably how most movies are in Japan. Probably just really mature adult anime movies. I don't know if they're hand-drawn, but potentially. But yeah, One Piece is still going, and it's like a manga, which is just a comic. in Japan, from Japan, and most of the mangas have been kind of integrated or made into TV shows. Yeah, based on the comics or whatever. Yeah, you can call manga basically comics from Japan. But yeah, I find it a lot easier just to watch, and I'd find it a lot easier to watch an anime instead of reading those mangas, because it's backwards and you're reading from right to left instead of left to right. Oh, I swear I got a headache a couple times trying to read one of those books. But they're well done. Like, manga is like a huge industry, all part of the anime industry as well. That's what keeps One Piece going, and Pokemon and all that. I'm sure there's like Pokemon manga as well. Well, Pokemon Go is a result of like how many generations of Pokemon, and then all the Pokemon TV shows, like all the seasons of that. I don't see Pokemon going anywhere anytime soon. Digimon kind of, yeah. Digimon disappeared. Didn't catch on as much. I think there was just like a set number of Digimon. I loved Digimon. Like, that was a pretty cool show. I had a few seasons of that, but yeah, it really disappeared. It's still a classic. Like, I look up the theme songs for each of the seasons of Digimon. And transport truck going by. How was it? Oh, it was the Leaving the Roundabout. Westbound. Yeah, sorry, that was just a motor. Like a transport truck. Yeah, I was into anime years ago, but I could do it if I wanted to. Like, a really popular anime right now is Attack on Titan. And if you really haven't heard of anime, you've probably just run into Attack on Titan or Death Note somehow. Or you've probably seen just like kind of a title card or something on Netflix or something. Maybe. I don't know how much anime is on Netflix. I stopped using that years ago. Just, yeah, some streaming services, you like have something on there, you get invested in it, and then just the next time you go on, and it like just disappears for like the whole show just disappears. It's like, yeah, I was kind of watching that. Now what? Cancel membership. Pretty much. I know, that can get, those streaming services are excellent, like really smart, innovative. It's, yeah, it changed the TV industry for sure, but changed the entertainment industry for sure. Like, I don't see them leaving anytime soon, but just them encouraging you to like watch an entire season in a sitting or so. That's just really not promoting really healthy habits. Is a good way to catch up on like if you really like a show, like there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know, they're just encouraging you to like binge watch, and then the furniture industry goes in there and you want a good sound system, a good smart, just balloons from like one core concept or one activity, and then You're just spending thousands of dollars just for to do like a marathon of your favorite TV shows. And I don't know, it's a form of entertainment. It'd be like taking a Twitch streamer's computer away and tell them to do something else. And it would be like telling a diamond painter to go do something else when you take their diamond painting pen away and their canvases away. Okay, go do something else. It's like, yikes. Yeah, we each have our different hobbies, and for good reason. So yeah, I stopped playing video games because I got upset with constant consoles constantly updating, and PlayStation 4 having to get repaired because of the disc eject button getting overheated and spitting on the disc and stopping my Twitch broadcasts. And then the system just did constant game updates, patch updates when you were like right in the middle of playing or when I wanted to stream. I was like, I've had enough of this. And then games came out that took years to make, and then they just suddenly want you to pay for even more content about like the price of the game all over again for probably like 2 hours of more content. It's like they're not finishing games on purpose just so they can price gouge you again so you play longer, or they add something like a huge story component into the game that you've already played through, and you're like, why didn't they just put this in the final edit of the game? Like, just spend that bit more time. Just make the game a bit longer. Who cares? Like, people like the game that they're playing. They're going to invest the time and play it. But just asking for like another $60 or something to play a game all over again, to just go through just adding a segment of the story is just, holy cow. I can understand World of Warcraft, how they add expansions and like a whole continent or a whole entire race of characters. That's awesome. That's giving longevity to the game. But I'm talking about like Kingdom Hearts, like those kind of games, Final Fantasy, where they're adding, just putting something else into the finished game, and asking you for like 60 or 80 bucks more, or 20 more bucks or whatever. It's like, oh. It's like I've spent like how many hours to get this point into the game, and now you're adding something else. Like a character, or like just a different region or something. It's just, okay, you hype the crap out of this game, and then this one game you spend like years making it, and then it comes out as garbage, and then you add content into it that would have made the game better in the first place. I just can't win. Oh, that was just so upsetting. It's like, you're releasing technically unfinished games if you're adding stuff later. Like a character, that kind of stuff. Like an extra scenario or segment of story. But World of Warcraft is different, and Final Fantasy XIV are different. Those add more content to just the whole game in general, but in a different way. I'm talking like the Final Fantasy like console titles, like Final Fantasy, I don't know, 10 or something. Like I'm sure people would like rejoice if there was like a whole other segment added to the game, like at this point, patched in or something. But yeah, just adding content to like those games, like those main title games that tell a specific story and you have a specific set of characters, and then add stuff to it after you've played the game. That's exactly what Kingdom Hearts 3 did. They just added, I don't know, they told characters other stories or something there. I think Final Fantasy 15 did that too. Where they just added scenarios for characters and you had to play through that segment of story with that character. And I'm sure it was just a separate, it was part of the game, but just like a separate mode or whatever. I don't know, just hate how you can just update games constantly. It's like, why are certain productions limited, or why is there such a strong time hold to create these AAA games and then they just come out as garbage because the directors or programmers can incorporate their ideas into the concept. It's just so frustrating. It's still like a multi-billion-dollar industry every year. I'm not sure about these recent years because of COVID, but there might have been a surge, but like PlayStation 5 and all that, it might be really hard to get one, or a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, PS5, Nintendo Switch, yeah. There might be a technology lag or a difficulty getting computer chips and all that because of industry shortages, but that's like diamond painting as well. Every other industry, because world trade might be a little choked or halted, but I don't know, just I don't know. There's just some games where they just phoned it in, and then you're just constantly paying to get more game, get more content. You're just constantly getting gouged for something that should have had all that stuff in there in the first place. You could have just put it in the original release of the game and you would have had a full-bodied, rounded, entertaining title. Oh, excuse me, hiccups / I don't know, that's kind of why I stopped playing video games. Just certain video games. Animal Crossing, that game's pretty versatile. It's, that's allowed to update. Like new outfits and stuff, and plants or fish maybe. Like that game can naturally evolve. Yeah. Like that's a cool, innovative game. The Sims. Yeah, there's expansions. Those games don't bother me to expand. The Sims is pretty versatile. I probably won't catch me playing it, but was more a console guy than PC, but I wouldn't kind of deny a mouse and keyboard. Like I would adapt if I was into that kind of stuff. But yeah, between working full-time, diamond painting, yeah, I don't know, just my habits have changed. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with, yeah, there's nothing wrong with like being a gamer or anything, but just some of those things just really cheesed me off. Just got like so frustrated. Like I enjoyed playing Tom Clancy's The Division and The Division 2. Like I found, yeah, I could sit for hours and play those. And they updated with multiplayer kind of stuff. Like the concept of that is expandable, just like World of Warcraft. It's multiplayer, massive multiplayer online, RPG technically. Well, the Division really is kind of an RPG. You have health and all that, but you could say it's like a third-person shooter as well. Science fiction third-person shooter. That's kind of what I liked about it because it was like post-terrorist outbreak, terrorist created outbreak, and it kind of has that military slice to it and a really interesting story. And yeah, the technology was pretty cool. It's kind of futuristic technology. Yeah, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Like, yeah, I got stuck in those third person shooter games. Halo, definitely. Yeah, I like those kind of. Like, I didn't hate Halo or anything like that, but just. I don't know, mainstays like Kingdom Hearts. Like, I love the first Kingdom Hearts. The second Kingdom Hearts rocked, and then some of the side games, Chain of Memories, and all that. Awesome. And then you introduce some story concepts into the franchise, just totally out of left field. You just insert time travel and alternate universes. It's like, oh, come on. So, what's the real story here? Like, what's really going on? I understand when they introduced Roxas as a nobody. Like, I don't know, when I first saw the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2, it was like, oh, I thought Sora was staying as the main character throughout the whole franchise. Well, which he still is, I believe, but as far as I know. But all of a sudden, like one of the first trailers for Kingdom Hearts 2, when it like the PlayStation 2 like release, all of a sudden you see this blonde-haired guy. It kind of looks like Sora. Looks cooler, I'd admit. Yeah, Roxas is a really cool character. I loved Roxas. Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. Yeah, it's just stylish, and yeah, like two keyblades. It's like, yeah, there's a backstory with how he has two keyblades and all that, but yeah, really cool character, and it's like, just what are they doing? And then, yeah, it just made sense when you played through the second game. Yeah. For the vast majority of the Kingdom Hearts series, you play as Sora, but there are side games where, yeah, you play as side characters, and they're the main part of the story, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts just really disappointed me. Once it got to Kingdom Hearts 3, I was like, yeah, that's it. No more. It's gonna be really hard to get me trigger my interest for that again, that series ever again. I think I'm done at 3. 8:14. Oops. But yeah, I went from anime to video games, but yeah. Square Enix, yeah. Basically anime. Japan, yeah, Square Enix based in Japan. Basically. Well, in the States too, but I think. But there's Square Enix Europe, I think too. But yeah, went from anime to video games, but they're both pretty interconnected. For sure. Because there's One Piece video games as well, and yeah. I think there's like an open world One Piece that I never even tried playing. I still have some games that are wrapped in cellophane that I like never tried. I just totally disconnected. I don't know. I still have my systems. They're just packed away. I don't know. I had a GameCube years ago. Then I got rid of it and then just regretted it when a couple games came out. It's like, I really shouldn't have got rid of that GameCube. And then I found one again and bought one again. And I've had it ever since. So. I don't know. I could play Bejeweled 3 for hours, like a match 3 puzzle game. Could play that for hours. Even with a friend of mine that I lived with for a bit. Yeah, we just take turns, and then got a game over that we just handed the controller to one another. Just kept playing. I think it was like Diamond Mine, where you're just digging for treasures and dirt just by matching the gems closest to the ground to break the soil. And it got harder as you went along, of course. Yeah, those match 3 puzzle games are, yeah. Those got me. I was pretty enthralled with World of Warcraft for a while, and then the hard drive of my MacBook just fried. So it's like, I guess I'm not playing World of Warcraft anymore. Then I got into Final Fantasy XIV for a bit there. And I kind of fizzled off. Tried starting playing it again a couple times, and it just, yeah, my interest just kind of fizzled. You'd get invited to clans or something, or groups. Yeah, just large groups of players, and they'd want you to do certain raids or something. Like, it would have been a time commitment, and you'd have to be there at a certain time and playing for a certain number of hours to clear a dungeon or whatever. Just wanted to explore the world, and I just wanted to play, and you just constantly get hounded by group invites and all that. Oh, join our clan. It's like in the somebody's player characters like walking up to you with like legendary armor, and they've probably spent like 100+ hours getting it all. Meanwhile, I just have like a couple hours in a day maybe to do a quest or two and then log off again because I have to go to work, or I don't know. That's a lifestyle all in itself. Like, I used to game for hours. Then my wrist started acting up, started getting sore, kind of like carpal tunnel thing. My attention span kind of changed. Just, it's getting older, and I just wasn't enthralled anymore. And there's just like game after game coming out, and you're just trying to play one that came out like a couple of years ago or a few months ago. You're in the middle of that, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this game's out now. It's like, oh, just almost too much of a good thing sometimes. Yeah, it's just like the streaming services. There's just like one after another. There's just almost too much. There's almost too much to choose from. And then what's not on one streaming service is on another streaming service. So you really like that one show, so you get that streaming service, and then you're just stuck, you know. You're just stuck paying for tons of subscriptions monthly. It's just like, yikes. Then you find yourself not really using a streaming service anymore because you lost interest. Yeah, that's what happened to me with Disney Plus. Just everybody was hyping up The Mandalorian and all that. I'm like, I watched like the new Aladdin on there, the live action Aladdin on there, the High School Musical trilogy. I watched that. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast, I think I watched on that. The Emma Watson one. Yeah, the live action remake. Yeah, that was great. And then just after that, it's like, yeah, nothing else is just really catching my interest here on Subscribe. It's just, I don't know, Disney's changed so much. I miss the hand-drawn animation stuff. Like, just way too easy to just computer animated everything. And it just looks great all the time. It's just like, I don't know, just what has happened to animation. It's just all computer animated now. It's just, where's that personal hand-drawn touch? Everything just has to be, we're just so used to seeing 3D models now and just computer animation now. I never want to forget the, like, Mulan and The Lion King, Hercules. Yeah, I don't want to Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't want to forget those movies ever. I grew up with those. Pocahontas. Like, those were hand-drawn, or to an extent, like, probably hand-drawn originally and then just, like, digitally copied. But anyway, that's about the hour. I didn't really look at the timer. But yeah, you've been watching Echoes of Color with Jeffery Morrison. As always, I put my Facebook profile name in the description. My Facebook Echoes of Color, Facebook business Echoes of Color page, just basically an update page on Facebook that you can like to get updates about the channel here, Echoes of Color here, and my Instagram, which is just basically another version of the Facebook business page, only on Instagram, just showing progress on my canvases here. I don't update all that often. just every once in a while. So, yeah. But anyways, probably keep plugging away at this canvas, and we'll see you next time. Take care.